and welcome.
Jesus Christ, boiling.
To the SummerSlam preview. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture. Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture here to look ahead to this weekend.
Almost not down with his coffee.
SummerSlam PLE. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, on YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we review Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a bigger quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to look ahead to the biggest party of the summer. It's ridiculous, this. Take my sunglasses off. SummerSlam. This card looks incredible. 2 nights as well for the first time ever.
I need 2 pairs. The card is so bright, full of such shining stars, that without 2 pairs of sunglasses, I can't credibly review it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'd look stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a better card than WrestleMania on paper.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't say it's been better built. It's been built over 2 weeks. Some of it better than others.
Yeah.
Like, it's a mixed bag in terms of actual quality of build.
Some builds are better than others.
I should have known as soon as I said it. And in this case, the WrestleMania build had longer to trip over itself a bit, whereas some of the stuff with SummerSlam, there's simply not been the time. Here's your matches, go. But as a card, yeah, I think the ceiling is way higher.
Yeah.
Now, some of WrestleMania underperformed. Some of it was still pretty great, but yeah, the ceiling for SummerSlam is way, way higher, I think. Maybe an element of that is the commitment that this show feels like it's showing to a number of its big stars. Like, I know you're a big old fansky of the multi-mans and multi-womens, the triple threats, the 4-ways and the like, and some of them could deliver in the way that they did at WrestleMania. But I think up and down these 2 shows, there are some specific singles matches that are very much tailored to that feeling of, we're going with you, or this feud matters.
Yes.
Or somebody's going to win or lose this, and there's going to be pretty big consequences on Raw. And the more I say that, the more I think you're fooling yourself, Hamflett, if you think that after this weekend, you're going to treat yourself to a switch off. Because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to watch both nights of SummerSlam. Maybe not live, but I'm going to watch both nights of SummerSlam with the kids. And then we're going to be getting packed and all getting ready to go. Fly on Wednesday. Very busy couple of days in the run-up to. We haven't done any prep. So that's like,
man after my own heart.
Loads of stuff to do with the kids in the meantime. And I'm going to be watching Raw, probably.
Mm-hmm.
There's big ramifications. And I'm going to predict some here today. I think they'll have their Survivor Series run set after this one.
Now, before we get to SummerSlam, obviously this is normally the slot of the SmackDown preview. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of big matches on there as well. You've got, the build to it with like Jelly Roll being on the show, Cena, Cody, etc., etc. But Damian Priest versus Alister Black is tonight. How do you see that one going?
It's just fun, isn't it? It's like this demotion for Damian Priest. From going from WrestleMania to not quite making the SummerSlam card because he's like been put in a foo head with Alister Black.
Yeah,
I don't know. It says some stuff. Unlike many Alister Black promos, I'm not terribly excited about this match. So maybe it does belong on the SmackDown rather than the PLE. Maybe it'll go with Debbie Deeks and sneak on.
Yeah,
like both 6 matches is what WWE likes, and it's enough when you've got a 2-night one for a 12-match card. But I've probably got to go with Alister Black.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the Black Mask gets the win. I don't know what's going on with Damian Priest. I don't know if maybe there's a spot now that he exists as this like gatekeeper type figure. They had a go with him as world champion in the same way that they can have a go with people like they did Jey Uso in the road to WrestleMania. There are times and places to give people a run. Some work out better than others. Priest didn't have a bad one, but I don't sense they're going to be putting him back there on the card anytime soon. So he's beatable right now. Cena and Cody have a face-off tonight, aren't they?
Yes.
So it's another one of Cena's dates.
He's got quite a few across August.
Yeah. Last week, I haven't massively bought in to John Cena's portrayal of the, like, I'm struggling. Have I pressed the red button? Self-destruct too soon? Like, maybe I was a good guy all along. I haven't really bought into his performances. Like, I haven't really bought into many of his performances, but I did buy into Cody Rhodes' promo about that John Cena. And I did buy into the idea that, because he cut one once before, didn't he? Was it the one where Cena first turned heel in Brussels?
Possibly.
Where he cut that promo and Cody just came out and he was like, "You're a bitch. I don't want a bitch at WrestleMania. I want John Cena," and he did, and he got a bitch. Like, so they tried that, and then they came up with like 6 different strategies for the John Cena heel turn the road to WrestleMania. He kind of got a different version of the heel character every week, didn't he? And then he ended up using the belt, and Travis Scott and winning. But this one feels a bit more earnest. This one feels a bit like, all right, I've actually watched you be this guy that I don't think you are. That when I was trying to become the top guy in WWE, you were the aspirational figure, not the guy you are right now, the guy you were then. I believe in Cody so much that I believe that he might be the key to unlocking that babyface John Cena out of the heel one. They've got me so massively invested in this main event because this may as well be a local derby for all that I'm invested in this. I am nervous and need my team to win. Team American Nightmare, that is.
Yes.
Team Fix the Fed, please. Like, I need Cody back. I've felt it when he's been back on top of SmackDown in the title picture.
Yes.
It's like, oh, even SmackDown's better just with the idea that Cody's the top guy again. Fix this. I mean,
I think one way or another we're booking John Cena not leaving SummerSlam as champion.
Fix this, WWE. Fix it now. There is still hope for the Fed. There is still time for John Cena. I want them to take me seriously and look me.
Yeah.
Put Cody back on top where he belongs. I've watched every episode of WWE Unreal, and if I've learned one thing from one of the more entertaining work shoot docuseries I've ever seen, it's that you very clearly still believe in and have Cody Rhodes as your top guy.
Yes.
Make it so. I think a cash-in is happening this weekend, but I don't know it's happening now.
Well, we'll get to that. Before we get to that, one other big title match not taking place at SummerSlam is the Women's US title. It is Julia rematch, Julia versus Zelina Vega. And I hope that Julia's new representation is the reason she remains US champion.
Yes, the pattern here is that you've just put a heel heater, I guess you could call her, with Julia.
Lawyer? I don't know.
Kiana James, business associate lawyer, but ultimately somebody that can help her out, a running buddy, that kind of thing. You wrestling sort of rules dictate that you then have to put over the effectiveness of said heaters. We talked on the Dynamite review of the, not, I wouldn't say excitement or anything, but the kind of flawed methodology around the pretty cool new Ricochet group and then beating him straight out the gate.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not the end of the idea, but it's less than ideal to kind of do this character move and then already make it look flawed. I just don't think they'll do that with Julia and Kiana James.
Yeah.
I think Kiana James is the difference maker for Julia. There will be definite shouts from people saying, did Julia really need that? And to them I say, no. But we've got what we've got here, and they'll be working to get Kiana James over.
Right, let's get into night one of SummerSlam. 11 p.m. start if you're here in the UK, which is great news.
Very tempting.
6 matches, as you say. Gunther versus CM Punk, presumably main event. I think that's actually been confirmed, perhaps.
Yeah.
With regards to an opener then, is it Roman Reigns and Jey Uso kicking off the show against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed for you?
That would be my opener. They did this with, was it the Saudi show before War Games last year, where Roman teamed up with the Usos, I think, to take on Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, maybe? Do you remember this? Am I taking queasy
The
pills?
Saudi show before... before
War Games last. So it wasn't. Was it Crown Jewel last October still? Yeah, I think it was still Crown Jewel. Have I imagined this?
Yes, Crown Jewel is correct.
What was the opener there? Was that Roman and the Usos?
Correct. The Bloodline, Solo, Jacob, Tama versus Roman and the Usos, with the new Bloodline going over.
And it was because they had Cody and Gunther on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think the idea was there to kind of split those two big matches. And I think they'll do the same here. Yeah. I think there's a few good reasons to do this. It's not it's not a main event feeling program for Roman Reigns as opposed to some of the other stuff he's done. I think they're still experimenting with where they want to fit Roman Reigns, especially because his own part-time schedule doesn't necessarily dictate that he belongs at the top of the card all the time. Jey Uso's brilliant in the opening spot. Like the atmosphere will be like the stadium we've experienced, stadium yeeting in the opener. It's a great feeling. It's a great vibe. It's just nice. But the wrestler coda these days is if you're not going on last, you want to go on first.
Yeah.
And for Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, but Bron Breakker especially, doing that big, memorable spot early when the fans are just absolutely at a fever pitch, ready to receive it, whatever it is. Let's say, like, I don't think they'll win, but let's say it was a match-winning spear to Roman Reigns.
It's one of the best-built matches at SummerSlam, though, isn't it?
Yeah, like the crowd will go nuts for like any kind of big spear that he delivers if he hits Reigns for a 2 count. Like, and Reigns is great with a 2.9 off a Bron Breakker spear. I could see it. I think the babyfaces win, by the way.
Yeah,
I sense they're going to pin Bronson Reed, but I do think they get the win here. But it's not. I don't think it's. I wouldn't totally rule out Jey Uso getting pinned by Bron Breakker.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's one to watch because they have obviously, if they've not earmarked it for WrestleMania, they've earmarked Bron Breakker and Roman Reigns for this match down the line, this singles match where the idea is that you're going to see if Bron can hang at the very highest level and if Roman Reigns is going to give him that big night and that big moment sort of thing. And well, here there's 2 ways to do it, isn't there? There's 2 ways to, you have Bron Breakker look incredibly dominant but just lose because Bronson maybe wasn't quite up to the job, or you have him actually get the win over an ex-world champion in Jey Uso as a bit of a, see, Roman, like, it was that easy for me. I've beaten Jey Uso plenty of times and you weren't even around. Now you're in his corner and I've beat him again. Like, you are, like, what was he saying? He was doing the promo, wasn't he? Beat for beat. These are my microphones. These are my referees. This is my ring. Like,
fat asses in the crowd.
It's no shock to me that I pinned Jey Uso, mate. I've been doing this for a couple of years now.
This group's actually doing a lot better in recent weeks.
Yeah. And you build this idea that, like, that Bron, who I don't believe, like, I think they'll tell the story that he wasn't told that Seth's injury was a work. I think they'll do the bit where it was like, you have to understand, Bron, only me and Paul Heyman could know that was how we were going to pull the...
And Bronson Reed.
yeah. Like, as I'll explain later, in order to... I've come up with a theme around how I think the main event's going to work.
Right.
But I'll sort of tease that theme out. I'll say, if we were going to pull off the second biggest heist of the century, we were going to have to do so with the only 2 people in the inner circle that could know. That's why I had to keep it between me and you. You've seen Unreal. You know, you can only tell the likes of your closest confidants and Travis Scott about the big news. You understand, Bron Breakker? So I think the babyfaces win.
Yeah.
But there is a version of this where Bron pinning Jey Uso is just as plausible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quite right. You say if you're not opening the show, if you're not closing the show, you might as well open it. Remember what opened SummerSlam last year?
Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley.
Bingo!
Absolutely kicked ass.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the legacy as well. What was 2023's opener?
Logan Paul versus Ricochet.
Bingo!
Keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get this one.
Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair.
Bingo!
Kicked ass. Love that match.
Bianca, by the sounds of it as well in the news reports today, set to be cleared for the SmackDown after SummerSlam.
Excellent. Not before time.
Also,
Welcome
horrific
back,
description of how she actually injured that finger. I'm not going through it again. It goes through me.
At WrestleMania, wasn't it?
Yeah, didn't sound good.
I told you, man, that Saturday night's main event, watch it back. When she enters, when it's announced she's going to be the guest referee, she puts hands out for people to slap fives, and then it's like she forgets herself. Somebody goes, and she goes, ah! Like that, and pulls it back because she's remembered.
Now, Becky Bianca obviously also took place at SummerSlam 2021. It was obviously always known as the match preceding Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal with Veer and Shanky banned from ringside.
Yes.
But what match opened SummerSlam 2021?
That was can you even picture this? That show was in a half-empty Allegiant Stadium.
I remember.
I choose not to imagine the beautiful Allegiant Stadium half-empty. I don't want to think about that fine vessel.
This is a different time, and look at this card.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, Goldberg, obviously Reigns, Cena in the main event.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki ASH in a triple threat for the Raw Women's title. And who could forget Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie with Doudrop in a corner?
I remember the augmented reality Lily hanging over the entrance, just a big floating Lily doll in the sky. The opener,
of course, of 2021.
The opener of 2021 was so I know half of it. It was RK Bro winning the tag titles.
Correct. You can get this.
2021. Street Profits?
Nope.
No, I knew that as well. Shut up, Hamflett. 2021 Summer Tag Team Champions. Heels, realistically. They've got to be heels, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Although one of them I could never see as a bad person, considering how nice he is.
Oh.
You would agree with that fact.
Oh. Someone's coming to my head, but again, that doesn't feel
One of
right.
these people is on the SummerSlam card this year. One of them is not. An odd couple tag team, let's say.
Who were the tag team champions in 2021?
I think they won them at Mania.
Ah, AJ Styles and Omos.
Bingo!
Weird run.
Right.
Love the guy.
Complete the 2020s by going all the way back to SummerSlam 2020.
Oh my God.
I remember this one, actually. Main event, Fiend versus Braun Strowman, by the way.
Hang on. Was it Asuka versus Sasha Banks?
Close.
Bailey versus Asuka.
Bingo!
She lost them both.
She did. Hardcore. Only one of those two girls won, though.
I did because, Sasha helped Bailey and Bailey didn't help Sasha, and then all of a sudden, it was good stuff, man.
It was good stuff.
It was good stuff. You never saw it coming.
But there is lots of good stuff to look forward to across SummerSlam. Where do you want to go next? Let's go Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. If Kross wins, Zayn has to say the words, Kross was right. And if Kross loses, he must say he was wrong about Sami Zayn. Also, might have some big news about Karrion Kross to announce in the coming days, so keep an eye on socials for that one.
I will be looking on with interest at the end of this match, if not the body of it. Like, they've got me here. We talked about this in the Raw review. I have to sort of begrudgingly credit them with like a stipulation with consequence around Karrion Kross. That might seem like very generous praise or a low bar or whatever you want to call it. But, and I said this before the last Karrion Kross Sami Zayn match where Karrion Kross got the win to kind of level the series. This is, I'll get off the pot with Karrion Kross in terms of a run. All of the mystery stuff, the viral stuff, the conspiracy theories that maybe this has been a WWE generated groundswell, all all of it's fine, and like a lot of they're trying to come up with new ways to work audiences. So all of that is absolutely fine by me, but only by actually winning matches and progressing will any of it matter. You know, the AJ Styles one. What did that amount to ultimately? He lost the match on TV and then rocked up at WrestleMania with a sort of like
huge
surprise,
pop.
Huge pop, but like pull back and reveal, and it went nowhere, did it? You know, like none of that carries on after that. It's just like, and then back to being.
Well, I think you find Logan Paul won the match, so it went somewhere.
Correct, yeah. He did. Logan Paul's continued success in the fictional world. And AJ Styles got an Intercontinental title, so he's been absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logan Paul getting the dream match that he always wanted, Jelly Roll.
You're right. Again, Karrion Kross's influence felt throughout this card. Which is it? I'm genuinely fascinated here. Which is it? Are they going to give Karrion Kross this win and with it say, right, off to the races with you. You are going to beat somebody else next. You're going to potentially compete for a singles title, whatever. Or does Sami Zayn win? Is this the absolute end of things with Karrion Kross? The proof that he was a charlatan and a fraud and all the rest of it. And then regrettably, as we come into the end of the road with Karrion Kross and Scarlett in WWE.
Don't make any contract announcements between now and it's kicking off, obviously.
Yeah, the match actually benefits from that drama either way.
I agree.
And if Sami Zayn loses and Karrion Kross wins, yes, we can make assumptions about contracts. But also, it becomes about, right, he has to acknowledge that Kross was right, and then he has to kind of like have all this introspection, and it's the worst time of year for it because he'd probably prefer a better second half of the year than the first half where he was getting destroyed by his best mate and watching his other best mate succeed at WrestleMania when he wasn't even on the card, you know? And instead it's like, second half of my year is going to be even worse than my first. Like, I just want 2025 to come to an end because when 2026 gets started,
that's why I think he's losing.
There's a story to tell, isn't there? There is a story to tell. And Annus Horribilis, paraphrasing the old Queen ski in 1992 after all the royal divorces and Windsor Castle setting on fire. And it sounded a bit like horrible anus. So I'm going to go with Kross to win based on zero knowledge of the contract situation. I'm just going to go with Kross. I think the Sami Zayn story is the interesting one. And signing or not, again, I will go with a guy who I feel is being gone with. I can ultimately decide, they're not for me, the matches don't deliver, the booking's rubbish, whatever. But if I sense investment from the company, I find it way easier to then get on the fictional ride. And for Karrion Kross, it's always situational. But yet again, I will do that into the next feud because I'll feel like, well, look, they've put him over Sami Zayn conclusively. They've got to have something for him.
Do you think the factoring into the finish is, the like steel pipe or whatever they're calling it that he's been using? Does he sort of go on, Sami, you use it? And Sami, in proving to him that he won't do that, he won't lower himself to those depths, opens himself up for Karrion Kross to beat him, basically.
Well.
And that's a sort of callback to sometimes you need to do what has to be done. Don't forget it's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes tomorrow night.
Well, you've hit upon something there. So much so that I think this could be the finish, this pipe thing, this pitch. Because it does call back to Cody and Cena. But they don't have that to worry about. They've got a street fight and Cody at this point has done it, isn't he? He's taking the jump with the belt. Was it a Money in the Bank or was it on SmackDown where he's like, he can do it now, he can hit him. But where did that law start? Where did Cena and Cody's use the belt law start? It started with Kevin Owens, who couldn't get it done. And Sami was by his side watching him not get it done, right up to the point where he lost the ladder match and he was sat by his side, and it was ultimately what triggered their feud for Elimination Chamber. So Sami falling in the exact same way Kevin Owens did is quite neat, isn't it?
Love the backstage talk of the reveals of the Kevin Owens side of things on Unreal, by the way. With all
bollocks. Got to be bollocks.
Him and Triple H, him and Cody.
Yeah, the Kevin Owens element of it. They're talking absolute crap. If you've not, a quick spoiler for the last 2 episodes of Unreal.
So you haven't seen this, but I was talking about the bit with Triple H where he's like, bloody hell, what you doing at Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, that was excellent.
And then the apology to Cody following that ladder match where he's like, sorry about dropping you like that. And Cody being like, I went into another realm.
How they produced that ladder match and how they produced the
intrigued now. What else happened?
Do you want me to spoil this or not then? Because I guess I'm potentially spoiling it for viewers or listeners.
Oh, maybe not then.
It's rock bollocks related.
Well, yeah, I don't want to hear it now then.
Yeah, it's Unreal, which I thoroughly recommend and have totally enjoyed, but is over there, but is also very clearly a well-polished pack of lies over there. And both these things can coexist, as it turns out. It's not like partners that can't get along. They can coexist just fine in a well-polished and produced Netflix show. The lies that you just it's fine. Of course they're going to say this is brilliant, we're all creative geniuses, etc. The lies don't account for what happens when The Rock turns up, and then it's like, well, yeah, but he's got his own lies that he needs to tell about how he's a creative genius, and what happens when you both can't be creative geniuses at the same time, when you flagrantly disagree on things. I will say one bit, this isn't really a spoiler, but it's just a moment to watch for. I really look forward to you watching this. Message me when you've seen it, and anybody else that hasn't watched it yet. So they're at Elimination Chamber, day of the show, and it's a very select group that know about the John Cena heel, extremely select. Rock and Triple H.
5 people, basically.
Yeah,
Nick Khan.
Nick Khan, John Cena, The Rock, Triple H,
Cody,
Travis Scott, and Bruce Pritchard and Ed Koskey. But in terms of the people, and
who are they gonna tell?
Yeah, and The Rock and Triple H are there, and the camera's right there on them, so they know they're being filmed. But so Triple H says, so we're thinking, you do some sort of gesture, and then Cena kicks him low or attacks him or whatever, and then you just stand back. The big, and he F's and Jeff's all over, but I'll try and save you some beeping today. The big effing deal in the films, the big, and you can tell Triple H is trying to play that psychological game where he's you're the big boss. Stand back.
You're gonna worry.
Yeah, Cena's gonna put the watch around his thing. He's gonna deck him in that, and you're just gonna stand there, big smile. The supervillains plan is we were thinking. Do you want it to be that you and John have had this plan all along, or just that John has decided to sell out to you? And Rock's going, no, I'm thinking it's a master plan. I've said this to Cody to throw him off, and I've always had John in the back pocket. And Triple H yeah, all right, that still works. You sort of stand there my work here is done. The worst kind, doing nothing but watching the chaos you've wrought play out, and John Cena's attacking him and bloodying up and all that sort of stuff. And Rock's yeah, I love it. What about if I stand back? Great pitch, Paul. I stand back, and then I say, John, Trev, get his arms and legs. And then I reveal that I'm wearing a weight belt. And I go, and I whip him, and I'm the big guy. And Triple H, yeah, good. Well, they're all good ideas. We'll go. So it's like, good idea, but also shut up. My idea is I'm the best, I'm the king.
Do my idea, then your idea.
And then which one played out? Like the big one or the king? And then there was no conversation where it's like, you coming to Raw? No.
And then how do we follow this up with you? Goodbye.
See you never.
Let's talk about this surreal celebrity tag match. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Drew McIntyre now, I think, finally back in the country and all good to go for this. Do you think Jelly Roll's going to surprise us somewhat here? I believe so. He was there at NXT, wasn't he, this week? Because he's been hanging out at the PC and learning some stuff.
Well, to answer your question, no. Because I'm no longer surprised by celebrities that do cool moves.
Okay.
We're in a different era. That's not to be cynical about what I think Jelly Roll's going to do. Like, I'm pitching the Jelly Roll in Thunder, by the way.
I love it.
But some sort of move.
Shake, rattle, and Jelly Roll.
Perfect. Love it. No notes. And that's fine. I'm not hyped, if I'm honest. And it's nothing to do with the work of any of them. It's nothing to do with it's very clear Jelly Roll respects your business, and like they've all performed quite well in the promos, and Drew McIntyre being stuck in England was like almost like a funny add-on that I'm starting to talk myself into thinking it was a work. Like most of the things Drew McIntyre claims is a shoot, I'm starting to think it was a work.
Okay.
But like it's fine. I don't hate this, but I cannot love it. It's just
a fun thing.
Yeah, exactly. Celebrities rock up all the time now, and like I don't know when. I can't remember what the specific match was where it was like, whoa, all right, the game has changed. It's easy to say Bad Bunny at WrestleMania 37, but there was probably one or two before that. Maybe it was like the entire Ronda Rousey run. Maybe it's like the first run, not the second. Good Lord, like the first run where it's like maybe we need to completely reassess how people can take to this if they put in the prep and the time and the effort. As a contrast to Travis Scott, I suppose it's interesting because here's the guy that's been suddenly called everything under the sun by like WWE and how they've fallen out and all this kind of, he wasn't dedicated enough and whatever. So maybe it's going to be nice to see Jelly Roll in there and doing stuff. I said this to you on was it me and you or me and Sige that reviewed Smack? It was me and you. I wouldn't have given away the Boss Man Slam Abyss spot on SmackDown. Unless he's got something else in the chamber.
Yeah.
So the hope is there's something else there. Otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily given away some physicality. But, it's fine.
I think Cardi B might get involved as well.
God, I forgot she was part of this. She was on the early market, wasn't she? And then
She could slap Logan Paul. He turns around. Maybe he gets RKO'd by Jelly Roll for the finish.
Yeah. I like what you were saying about Jelly Roll stealing the phone or the drone or whatever to film something that he's doing. Oh, you do? Oh, I'm better, actually. Second on the card would be absolutely fine for me, this.
Yeah.
Like a fun distraction.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, certainly, that I'm going to enjoy. But if I'm sat there knowing we've got Eric's football early Sunday, and this comes on like fourth of the way through, that might be the moment I go, maybe I'll just catch up on the rest of this tomorrow.
That's it, yeah. You don't want
Nothing against anyone in it. Love all of them.
You don't want it to be the barrier to Punk and Gunther, do you? You know that thing where the celebrities on, so I'll put them on second last.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Just get through this and then get to see the Punker. But other things we are very excited about. I can't believe I'm saying this because they're all very talented, but I can't believe I'm so giddy about a Charlotte Flair title win in 2025. She's tagging with Alexa Bliss. They're not best mates. They're not mates. But nevertheless, they're taking on the Judgment Day. That is now, of course, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, the tag team champions. Still the tag champs after Saturday?
Oh. Can I just shock you? I think the Fed's back.
Yes!
I think it when I watch Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Because more than just about anything on this card, this matters to me. They could win, and it'd be like, nice one. You have kind of stumbled on a hot hand here, and you're going with it. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte.
Yes.
And the women's division feels like it's in really good health at the moment, and it just feels like a lot of excitement is around it. Evolution was cynically arranged, but a byproduct it was a reminder of putting everybody back in the front window and giving the exposure that so many of them so richly deserve. That 8-man on Raw.
Yeah.
Friggin' seeing the babyface super team. I was like, this is what I want. This is this is the WWE I want. Like, I'm seeing Stephanie Vaquer and Rhea Ripley and thinking huge WrestleMania match. Like, I'm seeing Nikki Bella as this like a working Hall of Famer who was a babyface or a heel, could like interact with so many people and actually give a sort of rub along the way. I'm seeing Io Sky, like the work rate queen of the division, who kind of is like one of the consistency bars ultimately, and we'll talk about her shortly. And I'm just thinking, God, I'm excited about everybody.
Bianca Belair's coming back.
Bianca Belair is on her way back and could factor into a massive storyline in a major way as well. And this is where I'm at with this match, because if you have the heels retain, you are doing something in service of the Liv Morgan story, the return, the Judgment Day, wherever that's going, you're kind of serving that. Terrific. If you decide to flip the belts, because we know that it was going to be Alexa and Charlotte against one another, having kind of failed to become mates, and WWE just thought, this is actually popular. Let's just run with it. And it becomes like, how do you run with it? I think, as long as it's well performed and well, like, sort of crafted, you can have them lose and it be the test of if they're actually friends. Because if they were just allies...
Everyone thinks the turn's immediately happening.
Yeah. Because if they were allies of convenience, then that convenience ends when you lose the tag title match, doesn't it? It's like, you know what, we've taken this as far as we can go. And then they're like, they're good, we love, we go separate ways. But then it turns out their friendship is tested because one of them gets attacked. And it's like, actually, I do want to help you. Let's start this again. Let's go for the titles. But now we're doing it as friends. Like, there is a way for them to lose and this storyline improve along the way. But I do think that there's merit to striking while the iron's hot, because you never know when it's going to cool. It's Charlotte Flair. It's she's a risky proposition as babyface, isn't she? You're only ever a week away.
I wouldn't
I don't know.
tinker with this whatsoever. I agree. I put the belts on them straight away.
I get it.
I genuinely think, I said this with Andy.
I'm so massively on the hook for this.
Predictions yesterday, yeah. I think you could get Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss to WrestleMania. No question. I think right now, I'm sitting here, and we are going to try at some point after Wacky Sermon, perhaps, which we might get a bit more of a sort of lay of the land at that point. So it feels weird to do it now. You know, I do want to sit down, the two of us, and try and predict WrestleMania 42's card. But sitting here right now, are Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss in singles title matches? No. Then why not just say, well, there you go. What's the biggest match they can have? It's each other with, 9 months build or whatever it is?
And for those that may scoff at this, stop your scoffing, yeah? Which is what I say to myself in the mirror all too often. Because in 2022, in September, Clash at the Castle, was when Dominic Mysterio lost his trainer up Edge's gooch. And it was WrestleMania 39 when he fought Rhea. It was SummerSlam 2023 when Jimmy turned on Jay. And Jay's move to Raw was not just to basically become the tree of the golden era of the Fed, but it was also to create the delay in
You mean Jules Uso? That was an interesting tidbit, wasn't it, from WWE and Real? Don't like that at all.
One of his names.
Not Jules from What Culture.
Yeah, Jules from What Culture. Jules, regular listener and contributor to What Culture in the podcast. Big fan of people
Crown
like
Jules.
We'll be back to the Queens.
Pretty.
And its horribleness. But not so much Jules Uso. But Jay and Jimmy, that turn happened at SummerSlam. They kept that to WrestleMania. There is precedent. Triple H is nothing if not a waiter. He waits.
He waits. That's what he does. Tech follows talk. Karrion Kross.
Yeah. It's not Guinness on the pint glass. It says Triple H is drinking out of his... It says genius. And he's drinking a pint of it every day.
He splits the G every night, baby. Don't know what that means.
He splits the H. Splitting the H. Splitting the H as he drinks his pint of genius. Brian. Sorry, mate. By the way, I'm off X at the moment, so I want to take this opportunity to publicly thank Brian for doing the, because otherwise I would just endorse him on there, doing the Henry VIII man tag that we.
I still can't remember how we got there, but yeah,
unbelievable. The Tudors versus the Stuarts. If you missed Dynamite, you have to go to watch it to find the result.
Probably looking at those ratings,
people did.
Wouldn't be surprised by it.
But
you know, all they did was put a world title match and got outdrawn by Santino Marella.
I would normally do that thing.
Hang on.
And I mean, folks, where's the lie?
Where I sort of half-heartedly police this type of patter, even though I enjoy it. But
no lies detected.
He's only arrived with a file of facts.
I'm talking about facts.
So I can't really push back on that one. Numbers is numbers. Wait. No. So it was like, I don't know, like 600,000 a bit for AEW, 600,000 a bit for NXT, but the NXT number was bigger, and the demo was NXT again.
Apparently that matters.
Something versus something. It was close. It was close, but...
0.16 to a 0.15, I think.
You are so stupid, Wilbourn. I know you're the OTJ, and you have to have a lot of words come through your docket, but obviously you are forgetting the numbers, because 84 million people watched on Max. So how have you forgot?
I do like the fact they put all the old AEW pay-per-views on Max now.
Have they?
Yeah.
That's good. Like, and it's HBO Max as well, which just adds that credibility, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They spent like 60 million or something to take the HBO off, and then they put it back.
Yeah. They changed their name to about 4 different times, and then they've gone back to do the first one again, probably.
And now it's like, that's pretty cool being an HBO wrestling show, isn't it?
Yeah. I have no doubt that Roxanne Perez and Raquel will be fine if they lose the tag titles. Like you say, you can flip them back if you want, or you can just have Roxanne be like, you know what? It's probably best if I just go for a singles world title and you kick everyone's ass for me, which is another way to... We're always constantly looking at Liv Morgan's return on this podcast, aren't we?
Yes, we are the documenters of that. And as well, if... I don't think he will, but hypothetically, if they did lose the belts and Dominic Mysterio was to lose, that does give us one of our favourite tropes in wrestling, which is like... really, really happy with himself, Finn Balor, while everybody else is sad.
Yeah.
Judgment Day segments.
By the way,
Oh my God.
you see the news story about Dom yesterday, how keen WWE are to put the AAA world title on him.
Ooh.
Do it. Do it.
The Mega Championship, whatever it is.
We'll get to Dom later on and the title match, but...
He was over in that thing you showed me.
Over like Rover.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's talk a match that has a Money in the Bank cash-in hanging over it, of course. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Everyone assumes, obviously, that Naomi's going to use that briefcase and cash in here, right?
See what he's done there. See how he's wrong-footed every single one here.
It is a weird match to preview now, isn't it? We all thought it was going to be going into it in a certain way.
The build has struggled somewhat beyond... Like, I can back... a build that is about like we're quite close, me and you, but I'm better. Like they haven't put enough steam behind it, but had they've done so, like there's a video package which was all right, and it was like, yeah, we're kind of like for like in all these ways, but here's where I'm better. And then that's manifested into a little bit of a can they coexisting on television, which hasn't felt that hot in the buildings, and it's kind of an age-old problem we've discussed. I don't think. Tiffany Stratton's had the title all year and going back before that. And I can't work out if she's had a good year or not. It's absolutely established her as like as a stalwart on the main roster, as a regular. She belongs now. There's no sort of sense of like...
Great TV title matches with Nia at the very bare minimum.
Yeah. Like there's no sense of, she's come from NXT and she's like the little engine. She's established. She's part of the furniture in a good way. However, I still don't think her persona has necessarily been established on either side of the divide enough. The company clearly wanted her as a babyface for reasons, so they've tried to like scale back like the obnoxious heelish element of a persona. However, the fans remember, and so much of the gimmick is wrapped up in that heel stuff. And I just think there's this grey area with Tiffany Stratton where it just, I don't know, it creates an atmosphere that never feels quite right. You know, I think the gutsiest she ever came across was when it looked as if she'd lost half her teeth against Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
You can't do that every time, can you? Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, like, and then in the same breath, they don't book her as one thing or another physically. So she can be quite a tough, hard-hitting wrestler 1 minute, and then like a coward who happens to be good at gymnastics the next. So if you were booking her 12 months ago when she's Nia Jax's number 2, bit bullied, bit put upon, still elements of the Deadass girl from NXT. Jade Cargill, Colossus. You'd book this as her like running in fear, and
yes,
she's just got to escape Jade's clutches and try and out wrestle her, and then use her gymnastics to get away with it, because otherwise, when Jade gets her hands on her, doomed. I don't think you can really do that now.
No.
I think they're going to have to go 50-50 against each other, and I don't know who the crowd's going to favour. I don't know if you cast Jade as the heel, because I'm not sure I'm convinced she can take the match for that long in a single setting. It's a precious spot, you know. Unreal has kind of shown us, fictionalized or otherwise, the almost like, well, we're taking a punt on Jay, so can he level up to it? And maybe that's what we're seeing here with Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
There's been enough shaky performances suggest she hasn't really got it in the singles setting, but then there's so much aura about her that you can understand why they would go with her. I think she wins.
I agree. I think they will really want to establish King and Queen of the Ring as win that.
I think she wins for the purposes of using the King and Queen of the Ring down the line. I think a Bianca Belair like swerve turn on Jade Cargill would be something I'd love to watch. I think really quickly Bianca Belair would just be received as a babyface, and you'd have like a Becky Lynch Charlotte on your hands thing, where like she comes out and she's like, I turned because none of you supported me, except all of you did. Like, I don't think that would last very long. I think the fans would.
Jade has to turn is the one.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Jade wins the belt, and I think you start to develop the tension and the frostiness, but it's Jade that turns as champion along a road to Bianca winning.
Yeah, realizes that it maybe even midway through a title defense against Bianca.
Yeah.
Oh, she's way better than me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe she cheats to win or something like that. Yeah. But there was definitely a point, I felt like it was in the tea leaves, like the Bianca Belair heel turn. They were definitely flirting with it, but she's been injured. She's missed. You know, the pop she got when...
I don't know anyone who dislikes Bianca Belair either.
When the SmackDown GM, I can't remember his name, on that Saturday night's main event was like, and the guest referee is going to be, and it was just Bianca Belair coming out to say, I'm going to be the guest referee. Like, massive response, huge pop. Evolution wouldn't have been the same without her on it, to the point where that's why she was guest referee. You know, she didn't do much in the match, did she, other than like sell a bit of horror that her mates, her former friends were fighting. But you had to have her on the show. Like, I think people just miss her.
Yeah, I think
I don't want to boo her.
Everything points to it. I don't know what Tiffany does next. Maybe that she's one of the ones who needs to switch shows. I don't know, with the draft potentially still hanging over all this.
Adam Wilbourn draft occurs.
Yeah.
It's gone very quiet on that one, but you, as the OTJ, have held firm that this
It's always there. It's always there, isn't it? It's just like, we'll mix all this up a little bit.
But yeah, she could do
the red brand.
Yeah.
So I think Jade wins. They've sort of teased her winning, obviously, with the Storm coming to New York. Come on. It's a bit on the nose, guys. And the whole talk of Bianca being cleared for My Birthday SmackDown. That's what everyone's calling it that, right, aren't they? It's a week today, my birthday.
That's what I've been calling it. Like,
what did you get me for my 36 years and 51 weeks birthday?
Dr. Fed.
I'm good, you keep
bracelet.
it.
Oh, thank you, because it's made for me.
But if you want to get me a present, you can find the address online. You've probably still got time, even if you're in America, to send it to me. Or, if you're thinking, what do you get for a 37-year-old man? You can just shove money in an envelope, right, and just post it to the office. Yeah, good point. Safer to just order a cameo from me and put a massive tip at the end. Or order a cameo from Hamflett wishing me a happy birthday.
I'll do it.
From Thailand.
I will not do it to his face.
No.
I will only do it if somebody pays for a cameo.
This is our last one-on-one podcast for August.
It is. It's the first and last bit of SmackDown adjacent coverage we will do in August. We have got
Goodbye, my brother. Goodbye, my friend.
We've got. I'm going to be special guesting on WrestleCulture today, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not over, not over, not over, not over yet. But it's coming. That's something else I was going to say. I don't know dick about comics and stuff, but I know that Paul Walter Hauser was carrying around my friend's Proteus title on a blue carpet recently in Hollywood.
This is for the Naked Gun premiere.
No, the other one. The Fantastic Four.
Oh.
Paul Walter loser, more like, when Simon Miller gets his hands on you, right? And I hope. He was promoting Fantastic Four, was he not? Jade Cargill has enjoyed cosplaying from time to time. What is the female in the Fantastic Four called? Googs it, because I could be miles off here, but if I've got this right, I just came up with Jade Cargill's SummerSlam gear.
It's Sue Storm.
A Sue Storm is coming. Sammy Snake.
Which one do you relate most to?
I don't know the other ones.
The one made out of stone, Mr. Fantastic, or the Human Torch? I'm kind of the Human Torch, aren't I?
Oh, like the one made out of stone. Me and him have got the same sort of head, and he says it's clobbering time because he's a big CM Punk fan.
Indeed.
So that guy, what's he called? Rock Face.
To be honest, full disclosure, I don't know.
No. Strong Brick. Concrete. He's a big fella, isn't he?
Johnny Storm's the Human Torch.
Mm-hmm.
The Thing.
The Thing. Here's the thing. It's a song that they played on Six Music. Here's the thing. It was the start of the pandemic. I was sad. Here's the thing. They played it 4 times an hour by Sports Team, I think it was. That song reminds me of March 2020. Yep. What else?
Which one are you? You're The Thing.
I'll take The Thing.
So we've got Jade Cargill is Sue Storm.
Yep. I'm The Thing.
I'm the Human Torch.
What's that leave Sidge with?
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. Sidgwick. The Fantastic Fower.
Jade Cargill is a special guest on this podcast.
Nicholas is off today, so Jade Cargill's our producer. Thanks, Jade.
Thanks.
If there's no timestamps, it's because Jade Cargill didn't get
Bloody
around to it.
Jade Cargill. Right, let's get to the main event of night 1 of SummerSlam, and I feel it's now appropriate time than any to bring out this Slam Attacks Money in the Bank briefcase that is hanging over this whole weekend, basically, because it is Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. We've got Cody and Cena, obviously, on night 2. Seth Rollins is out indefinitely, or is he? How does it factor into well, maybe let's start here, and if you don't think it's going to happen here, we can sort of talk more on Sunday's main event.
I think it is going to happen here.
Do you?
So let me just say first, I am extremely excited to watch CM Punk and Gunther lock it up.
Oh!
I just want to watch them interact for a bit. I've seen like large portions of the stuff they did in the house shows thanks to the fan cams. I think they had a cage match, so they worked Belfast when we were on tour there, actually. Mm-hmm. So there's these little moments, these little nuggets.
I saw Punk and Cody tag against Gunther and Solo, of course.
There you go, man. Like little nuggets of their interactions led me to believe, you know, other than the fact they're both class, that this would be a really, really cool match to watch, and I expect nothing less on the night. Expectations are set high. I will be disappointed if it's not good, and I don't mind admitting that. And now we get to Seth, who I firmly believe will cash in. I think they're going to be on the nose with it, but it's going to be by design. I think they're going to have Seth cash in mid-match to make it a triple threat in which he stomps and pins CM Punk. And Michael Cole is going to call it, like, I thought 10 years ago I saw the heist of the century. But I guess it's a case of history repeating. And it's the heist of the century again, and Seth's on the stage swinging the title, but Paul Heyman, who was ringside for the first heist of the century, is now going to be stood next to him, and it's like, yeah. Remember when you did that to my guy? Well, you should do it yourself. And he's perfect. And then they're going to reveal that they concocted a knee injury because they wanted to be out of sight, out of mind. And it's like, I only told my most trusted guy, Paul Heyman, and Braun Strowman. Like, there's your little bit source of tension between Seth and Bron Breakker, but also like Seth's become the world champion again. He's got everything in his back. He's basically vindicated for his choices with forming this stable. And the theme around all of this is going to be history repeating, right? At the Elimination Chamber, what happened to CM Punk as he was on the cusp of becoming the number 1 contender at the world title? Seth Rollins stomp, right? And he was out and he was gone. What happened at WrestleMania? His dreams were dashed yet again when Seth Rollins was victorious. And now what's happened at SummerSlam? Once again, the stadium filled. Like, I thought you came back for the big matches. I thought I was the little bootlicker who was just the guy that was here to like be the guy until you came back, and then I'd be back on the bench. Well, so much for me being on the bench because I won at WrestleMania. History repeating itself. I stopped you in the Elimination Chamber. History repeating itself. I stopped you.
You fought for both world titles in a matter of months. Back of the line.
Back of the line. All this sort of stuff. And are you ready for the grand payoff to this? Seth Rollins holding the world title and saying, look, I'm the guy right now, and I'm already laying out the future. I'm the guy, and I've taken all of Paul Heyman's legacy from the likes of you, CM Punk, because I can't mention the other guy, and I'm taking it now, and I'm going to pass it on to this guy, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed's also here, and like, that's why we are history repeating. And there's finally going to be this
Feels
stable.
like a little bit of history repeating.
Something similar.
Or this is the vision that I had.
They're going to use some sort of phraseology that will be tied to Seth's victory over Punk in the triple threat when he cashes in and wins the world title, that itself becomes the name of the stable, and like whatever the stable name is, that becomes what's haunting Punk. Like that becomes the new story for CM Punk for the second half of this year. He fights Seth maybe one more time, or either fights Seth in the world title match, or Seth's like, yeah, back of the friggin' line, mate. Not a chance that you're getting near me or near this. See you later, guys. And then when friggin' CM Punk wins the Elimination Chamber, and Sami Zayn hasn't picked the champion yet, and he's like, well, guess I got a champion I'm going to pick. And Seth's like, your time has finally come. And he goes, Cody Rhodes. Shove it up your dick, Seth. Like, and then you've got Sami and Seth and Punk and Cody. That's where, where's my head at? There's where my head's at.
God, I love that.
That's what I
want
think
Punk to win the title. It's a great bit of booking that, though. You've convinced me.
The only thing I don't think...
I also really liked as well, by the way, he's like, back in line for you. And then Gunther's like, by the way, dickhead, that was my title. Oh, bollocks, Gunther, I forgot about Gunther.
This is the one thing we didn't want to happen. Do you know as well what that creates is that ugly ass crown jewel belt that's probably going to go to Australia could be between Seth and Cody.
Oh my God.
Law out the friggin' ass. The only sort of other thing, you could have Seth cash in on Punk. You could have Punk just win and there'd be no cash in. It's the only thing I can't visualize out of all of this is Punk wearing the title. I can even see Gunther beating Punk and no cash in. I can't quite see World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk at any point. Pre, post cash in, just straight up singles win. I can't visualize it.
This is the one match I am going to go heart over head. So CM Punk walks out of SummerSlam as champion.
Cool.
But I think it's more likely what you've suggested may well happen here. Having said that, they also have a night 2 to sell. And if you haven't had this being used then, who knows? Yeah. So let's get on to night 2 of SummerSlam. What do you think opens this, actually? Have a look at the card there. You've got the TLC match, IC, US title, a lot of stipulation matches in there. Cena and Cody obviously main eventing. Do you do the women's match to open, or is that like, well, no one's matching that for the rest of the night?
I would go with Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a cage because...
Jacob! Fatu.
Elements of it will stink. So I think if you put it on first, there's look, by design, the MFTs are garbage, and that's the characters.
And they're in a steel cage, mate. They can't get in there. So
a good point. Yeah, I wasn't to think of that. So now I've not even got them to use as something to look at when Solo's on offense. I tell you what, if there's one guy who knows the benefit of opening the SummerSlam with a steel cage, it's the game Triple H himself. Him and Mankind had a ripper at SummerSlam 97 going on first when the idea of a cage match opening the show seemed unthinkable.
Where do you put it?
And it was terrific. So I think they open with Solo and Jacob in the cage. Bells, whistles, and a whole load of bollocks, and Jacob Fatu with a moonsault off the cage to win the belt back.
Yeah, I can see that.
After the MFTs have been dealt with.
I talked a lot about this on the predictions with Andy, so if you want to know more thoughts on this, I'm going to keep it quite brief here, because I suggested, we're seeing some insane moonsault from Jacob Fatu off this cage. I sense the steel cage won't stop the MFTs.
No.
And he even suggested the return of Tama Tonga as well, when you think you've got rid of JC Mateo and Tala Tonga and Tonga Loa, the real difference maker, of course. So how about as a different spot, because Jacob Fatu's leaving with the US title, as a different spot, as a way to have Solo be like, well, you didn't pin me. Solo Sikoa, all the MFTs have come in, got involved, maybe even to beat down Jacob Fatu, and Solo's like, I'm not going to pin him, it's Jacob Fatu, he's a really scary guy.
Yeah. Just
going to climb out of the cage, thank you very much. Climbs, gets to the top.
Oh God, I've just thought of a spot, sorry, please.
His amazing swagger, look at me, all I got to do is climb down there and I'm going to retain my US title. Jacob Fatu rises up and Bobby Lashley-esque charges, smashes the side of the steel cage down onto the MFTs, spills out to the floor as a result to win the US title back, but to allow Solo to say, didn't pin me though, did you? You sort of cheated. You took the coward's way out. You were literally doing the same thing solo.
And if Jacob was doing tape study on that match, why would he have picked it specifically? Because
You manja!
there you go, law. I love that. I love that spot, by the way. I've just come up with something else, but now I don't think it's as good as yours. Solo as the cocky, I'm going out, climbing over the top. I'm going to keep the belt. I'm leaving. Is going to be what's been a theme around this is like, you're going to go back to prison, you're going to go be in a cage where you belong. He's going to cuff him to the cage and he's going to be climbing out and he's going, I'll see you later. I'm f***ing off tonight. I'm going to win the belt. I'm leaving. And then Jacob's going to like just pull his arm away and rip the cuffs. And Solo's going to go, oh, bloody hell. He's going to try and escape. And Jacob's going to
Get me down.
catch him and drag him back in. So cuff to the cage is going to be one thing.
Good.
Tola Tonga, a la Kane or your best friend Mark Henry, eventually, rips the door off the hinges so the MFTs can just get in and do damage. But Tonga Loa sees this and thinks, got ya, and starts climbing the cage around the other side.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How do you follow that on night 2?
With Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. For the Continental title.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is going to be AJ Styles' best big pay-per-view, man.
Maybe. I don't know what you do here because I think Dominic Mysterio is going to get a massive babyface reception. And I've been enjoying AJ Styles' fancy dresses as much as the next man, but I don't think it's going to get him huge pops in the stadium as opposed to Dominic Mysterio, the guy that was one of the most over baby faces of WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, I've said as much. I think people are going to... I said this when we were talking about the Raw match, when he pinned Dom recently, of course. I said, I think there's going to come a point where everyone's going to be like, yeah, screw you, Dominic Mysterio. Hey, Jay Styles, hey, don't win. You can't win. I think shenanigans, Dom wins, they take this to Clash in Paris, when maybe that's when AJ takes the title off him and Dom's like, oh, well, I guess I'll have to win the AAA Mega Championship.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with all of that.
Roxanne Perez to help.
Oh, yes, into it,
Judgment Day, SummerSlam Law.
Take it to, yes.
Watch me.
Yeah, they take this to Paris, where AJ is the actual babyface and he does win the IC title in front of a crowd that adores him for it.
And Roxanne Perez, after he retained here, says, you and me, Dom, we're going to Paris. We're going to the city.
Oh, I love it. We're going to there. I'm going to get you some, never mind tendies, I'm going to get you some McChicken nuggets from the white arched McDonald's on the Champs-Elysees.
And as part of the tour, we'll be in the UK as well. And I'm going to take you up this yard as well, love. Thoughts?
God. That is, what are the kids saying now, like out of pocket or something? That is just, where have you pulled that one from? Goodness me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun, but Dom has to retain one way or another. Should we move on to...
We should call it Summer Shard because this is sex.
Let's talk about the women's IC title after this then.
Yeah.
No DQ, no count out. If Lynch wins, Lyra can no longer challenge for the title as long as Becky is champion. Tough one to call.
Yes, for a number of reasons, some of which I didn't expect to be saying on this here Friday after Monday. Is there a bit of a worry here that if Becky Lynch wins, Lyra's not in trouble, but Lyra's maybe... What do you do? Because...
Well, she's going to be on the poster for Stomping Grounds, presumably. So I think she'll be all right.
The way part of the problem rather than the solution, because of course we're going to have a bit of fun taking the piss out of the Becky Stompers promo, but the whole thing was pretty bad. And I think I feel really sad about that because I've loved this story and I've loved this like propelling of Lyra Valkyria into the top mix. But if she loses, the idea is she loses upwards. Mm-hmm. That's what. If Lyra Valkyria's not winning, the idea is this program has been such a glittering success, Becky Stompers aside, that she goes into the mix for the big title, Naomi's title. But I don't know. Like, is that could there be worse awaiting her? Could there be a bit of a hint at land because they've looked at that and gone like, oh, not yet. It was like, yeah, but all of this was basically centered around the idea that Becky was going to make her, and they've done so well in doing that, and then kind of at the last they've kind of fallen. The matches are always great. You know what? No, I'm just going to go with Lyra Valkyria to win. This is heart over head, this, because I've just got a feeling that Becky retains, but I think I'd rather Lyra win. And Becky has to sort of reflect, I guess. She has to realize that she has become infallible She's going to be more arrogant with it. She's not going to back down. She's going to double down, and she's going to stay heel a little bit longer. But Lyra has beaten her. She's actually beaten her. She's actually gotten it done. And I don't know, maybe you move on to Lyra versus Bayley, and Bayley's got to try and fight Lyra to arrest her losing streak.
Well,
you're looking at me like we've fantasy booked our 16th swerve heel turn or something.
Yeah, Bayley costs Lyra Valkyria. That's my booking. Yeah. Because if Lyra loses, she can't fight for the title again.
Yes.
And she's always been there when Bayley's been like, I'd quite like a title shot against Becky. Remember when she took me out, And Lyra's always like, well, I'm here as well. So, and I love Lyra. But in Bayley's mind, especially with that wonderful moment on Raw where she's like, yeah, I miss Mania and I'm not on the SummerSlam card. That calls for drastic changes.
Yeah.
And again, the perfect heel turn in terms of, in her head, she's justified. I only cost Lyra, so she was out of the picture.
Yeah.
It's nothing against Lyra. I just want Becky one-on-one.
I've got to stop losing, and that's the only way for me to stop losing. We'll see. It did feel like they were signposting something.
Yeah.
With that Bayley thing. There's like
either that or, Lyra wins and Bayley comes down to celebrate and they clobbers her.
Yeah. It's all in, she's wearing some Lyra stompers. Or trainers.
They're more commonly known.
Yeah.
I think this could be one of the matches of the weekend, though.
Could open.
Yeah.
Could open night 2. It's big.
Especially like they already, considering with what we've seen them do in the past, already lay it in. No DQ, no count out as well.
And to your point there, no DQ, no count out. If they're going to want to try and keep the street fight in the main event special, you want to put those two on either side of the card, don't you?
There's only one match that cannot use weapons in night 2. Great. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't care. All this. Get loads of shenanigans and stuff in there. Let's go.
I don't know, I think sometimes that like AEW is guilty of that quite a bit.
No,
like
not for me. Rubbish.
No, I mean guilty of what you're saying, like the overindulgence.
Yeah, but WWE make it interesting.
Got you. Yes. Thank you for clearing that mess up. What's next on the card?
It's a 6-pack ladder match.
Oh yeah.
TLC match, sorry, I should say, for the tag team championships.
God.
This is the thing. So when people say, well, this is, obviously, understandably, they've got this off the back of what they did on was it the SmackDown after WrestleMania or the SmackDown after the SmackDown after WrestleMania?
I think it was the SmackDown after the SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah. So it was around that time, obviously, and people were like, oh, why didn't they do this at WrestleMania? And I watched that and I thought, they probably couldn't. Mm-hmm. They probably wouldn't have been able to go to the lengths that they went to because it was like, we're not used to detract from other things. The time it would have had as well. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, well, you would have just made more time. I would have, but the way things are run in WWE right now, but it's, with what they did there, it's merited absolutely another TLC match. 6 teams this time around. The Wyatt 6 going in as champions. You've got a very interesting new development with Andrade and Rey Fenix now being a team. DIY, the Motor City Machine Guns, the former champions, the Street Profits, and the former NXT Tag Team Champions. I'm talking, of course, of Axiom. Nerd! And Nathan Fraser.
When I'm cleaning windows.
And before I get your thoughts on this, I'll say simply one thing, and sorry, sacrilege corner, to use the phrase of the great Michael Sidgwick. Mm-hmm. All I said to Andy on this when we were predicting it yesterday was, I'll take anyone leaving as the tag team champions except the Wyatt 6.
Sorry. Oh, God, I don't give a but I'll go with Fraxium.
Yeah!
Out of a real sentimental attachment to them and their phenomenal NXT tag team title run, and the fact that it's been quite nice living in the world where Fraxium are legitimately fine for a while, because it gets fun again when they win the belts and then they're not fine, and then you start doing the story that you never needed to pay off in NXT but you can now pay off on the main roster, which is the tag team champions that are always perpetually going to split up. They're just the team I like from this massive gang of complete losers and dorks that have been wrestling each other every week and waiting to get bollocked in front of the SmackDown GM and a whiteboard. I do not like this. I don't care massively about a TLC match, but I will pop on the night for the biggest spots. This is, to me, the WrestleMania 41, but I have less investment in anybody than I did Awesome Truth.
Like, I'll be very happy if probably 3 of the 6 teams win the tag titles here.
All right, and Fraxium, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns.
No, I like Andrade and Ray Phoenix as a team.
Forgot about Andrade.
Nothing against them.
But
Motor City Machine Guns and DIY are a different bracket to the Wyatt Six for me. And like, I get people like the Wyatt Six. It's not for me.
They're just baddies now as well. They're just monster baddies. They were pulling the referee out on SmackDown. There doesn't feel like creative have got much interest in doing something that buries deep into the psyche. And
Howdy's not going after the world title,
no,
is he?
it's just they're just guys like Johnny Gargano. We should have known it at the point at which they arrived on SmackDown. I was like, I'm scared. Like that's basically been the story, hasn't it? Is it they're scary, but they're not really scary. They're just like Halloween monsters who cheat a bit. Yeah, like they're just the guys now. They're just guys, the Wyatt guys. Call them that.
I think a few of these teams will benefit from my pitch draft. Yeah. Or Fraxium on Raw to fight the Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, if they don't win the titles.
Yeah. I'd be absolutely ecstatic if our boys won it. Obviously,
that'd be nice. Yeah,
but I thought the Street Profits never should have lost the title, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back on them as soon as possible.
Felt a bit icky.
Yeah, just put them on them and then say, see you at WrestleMania for me. Don't take the titles off the Street Profits. The Street Profits are one of the best tag teams right now.
And actually give them a run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
What's going on?
5 years since the
Street Profits versus Heel New Day could be loads of fun.
Yeah, there's a few Street Profits feuds that they're not really explored because they've never, for years now, felt like they've been infused. They wrestle in not like storylines anyway. They'll have back and forth kind of 50-50 booked interactions with specific teams at one time, but they never really turn into storylines and develop, do they? It's always just like they've wrestled them, they've won, they've lost, and that's it. Like I wouldn't mind seeing them get something to sink their teeth into again. It's been 5 years. It was like the pandemic, wasn't it? WrestleMania! So it's been 5 years. Long enough.
They won the last TLC match, right? The one after WrestleMania.
Yes.
Start building this thing of TLC's kind of their thing, I reckon. Because they're just... Dawkins is always the underrated one. But Montez Ford is preposterous. Yeah. He's just a freak. I love that guy.
If the draft that you were the first to report on does occur, I think both tag team divisions need mixing up.
Yeah.
And obviously Raw's needs adding to. Ideally not at the deduction of SmackDowns, but you just need to not see this SmackDown cluster interacting much because I think they've all been greatly reduced by the weird, it's like a status but non-status they've had on SmackDown. They're always there, but bloody hell, they get on SmackDown GM's nerves. It's not sometimes they're...
I'll trade you my entire division.
Yeah, their omnipresence hasn't exactly helped them, I wouldn't say.
Right, co-main for the night 2 of WrestleMania, one would assume, has to be a triple threat match. Fingers crossed this goes all right. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Naomi. Oh, look, it's one of the best matches of the year.
Probably, yep.
Naomi sort of added herself at the last minute, I'll admit, to Rhea and Io from Evolution.
Yeah, but there's absolutely no reason to not set your expectations high for this one.
I mean, proceed with caution, but set your expectations high.
That's good stuff. I think Naomi retains.
Yeah, Stephanie Vacque.
And I think Rhea and Io again forge such a level of respect that they become a tag team for a while in this suddenly quite healthy looking women's tag division. Rhea and Io become a useful addition because they're kind of a super team. They might not be playing for keeps, but if they're there, they're dangerous, and they're the team to watch. They're instant favourites to win the tag belt, so I like them as a tag team. They've been building their mutual respect. They've been building this idea that just Rhea Ripley cannot beat Io Sky. So the best way to delay that inevitable gratification is have them as a team. It's I can't beat her, join her. We'll work together for a while, and Naomi gets the ultimate benefit. Is the ultimate beneficiary by winning this match, this 3-way. The bar's set high, and Naomi isn't as good as Bianca Belair, and a 3-way traditionally Wilbourn isn't as good as a singles match. So the two things that we're kind of comparing this against are a high bar for this to clear. But I want to watch them try. And Naomi as a heel will help because
Bianca coming back, Jade and Naomi being the champs.
Yeah, possibly.
Bianca being what's going on?
Yeah, we talked about it, didn't we? This idea of how has this happened that I'm the one of the big three that's fallen short. the one thing that Naomi's got going for her that could play massively to her advantage that the WrestleMania triple threat didn't, and it was still awesome, was that there was no heel in that match.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one. We've got somebody that can powder. We've got one that can cheat a bit, that can take shortcuts, that can try and like set these two's brilliance against one another while she just like tries to sneak in and claim it or whatever. That I think this will be a different match to the WrestleMania one in how you had three baby faces vying for the gold, and who really it was like as it should be, I guess it was the world title. Like, who's the best wrestler? Naomi doesn't have to win by being that. She has to win by keeping a title. And I think that could massively help how this one feels different.
And the only other pitch I have for this, because I agree Naomi leaves still as women's world champion, is, and it's a difficult tightrope to walk this because you can make your babyface look like a dumbass, but Rhea is so obsessed with pinning Io Sky, so maybe she does like a double riptide on both of them, but she wants to pin Io.
Yeah.
Because you can still hark back to that for a long time.
Yeah, and Io kicks out or something, and she's lost that crucial moment. Yeah.
I probably should have pinned Naomi there.
Yeah, I think they'll play with that, definitely. Like, they've made it part of the story. It was a nice detail to pick up on. It's something that you can revisit down the line, presuming she doesn't get it done here. Yeah, I like that.
Finally, we get to the street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. It's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, a WrestleMania rematch that has an incredibly low bar to clear.
Yeah.
I think this will be far, far better than what we saw at Mania. Obviously, between the two of them, I think the street fight still opens the door for shenanigans. Dwayne may make an appearance, but I don't think we're going to get any Travis Scott. And I think that's only going to benefit things. And I think Cody has a chip on his shoulder to prove something here to people who were like, oh, well, all that excitement and build, and you watch WWE and Real and they're talking about it and reference it, and then it was like, yeah, didn't work out. Well, Cody's going to be like, I'm going to drag this out of John Cena. Punk had John Cena's best match as champion for me, and that helped because that had loads of bells and whistles as well.
Yeah.
And maybe the catalyst is John Cena is the one who hesitates this time with a belt shot or something. He's got through that. This isn't you, John. Come on, what are we doing here?
Cody wanted the real one, and he's had him so much that the babyface has actually come back within the body of the match.
And in my booking, the Money in the Bank briefcase is still, I think, John Cena doesn't leave as champion. I think Cody or Seth leaves as champion. And I mean, I like your booking more now. I've said this. I came into this room because with the suggestion that Seth Rollins walks out as the undisputed WWE champion, which nobody expected. I know he teased it
cool,
with Punk and Cena, obviously. But yeah, the logic would be, oh, I guess he is injured because he didn't get involved in the Punk winning the title match or Punk, the Punk World Heavyweight Championship match. Well, here he is.
I don't hate it.
I sacrificed everything for you, Cody.
Yeah. And now I'm going to take this because it's I really don't mind it. There's really good, deep connection between Cody and Seth in the storylines. He doesn't have to concern himself with this John Cena leave and do. He's here to do what he came to do, which is become the champion. I will be nervous and on edge about the result of it because it feels real. Ultimately, I really, really, really want / need Cody Rhodes to become WWE champion again. I am looking forward to seeing how well they can tell the story of John Cena trying to find the babyface within, and when he'll do well with that, when he'll do not so well with it. Can he pull it off performance-wise? I have my doubts, but I'm really curious to lean in and watch and see. I think the street fight element, if they're not too indulgent, not just with the weapons, but with the time. I don't want to see this given a bloated run time to make up for this. Like, I know it's the kind of like the Triple H mentality and the WWE philosophy of slow it down, kid, slow it down. But I think it behooves this to be everything the WrestleMania match wasn't.
Yes.
And the WrestleMania match, amongst other things, was slow. It was a lot.
I can't remember anything from it,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, being in the building will do that to you when there was such a strange atmosphere around the first half of it. But like, it was I watched it back when we got back from the trip, and it was,
You're a braver man than me.
I had to know. It was rubbish. It was absolute garbage. It was like, in the building, I quite enjoyed Cena working the basic heel stuff because it's such a novelty to see him wrestle as a heel. But I don't think that was translating through the cameras. The Travis Scott bit is frankly excruciating when you're at home rather than the building just drunk out your mind going, Fiend. I wanted it to loop 4 more times. Watch on TV, like, get to the point, mate. Like, It's just it's like an anti-Kip Sabian. No good. Cody knows it. Cena probably is okay with it, but Cody knows it. There was something else I was going to say about the response to the WrestleMania match. Can't remember. But yeah, just in every respect, it'll be that response. It'll be that kind of, we can do this, we will do it. It's going to be in a stadium. It's going to be memorable. People are going to want to remember it. Cody Rhodes winning this title, having pinned John Cena at Money in the Bank. Also, will they be able to claim this conclusive record over him? It's not going to be 1-1, is it? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's something else, because Cena's not got really time left to be doing another job to Cody in some kind of, let's have a decider. You know, this wraps it up potentially, which I think really helps the John Cena cause. And it probably helps Cody to be done with him as well. I know there was, Sige mentioned when, I think you were off, when they had the face-to-face where Cody came off with the splash through the table. And there was some morons online going like, here's where the double turn happens. And I don't think I see it myself. There's always a Cody Rhodes heel turn down the line, but just not yet.
Not in 2025.
Nah, not yet. Too much money still to be earned from Cody Rhodes, the babyface, as a champion. And Cody getting it done. Just, it's clean in the middle, too boring. Dirty in the middle. It's a street fight, I guess. But yeah, there was definitely another point that came back to me about
Crossroads onto the belt or something.
Yeah, like using the belt obviously feels inevitable one way or the other, you know. Cena maybe hesitating. Maybe Cody puts on. Maybe Cody. Maybe Cena passes out in the STF or something like that, and Cody's taking the belt back by proving that he is the new John Cena. He's like, well, he's the first Cody Rhodes, but he's the new John Cena.
Yeah,
in fact, he's proven conclusively that he can replace him. Yeah, I just think in every single respect, I want to just correct so much about what went wrong about the WrestleMania match in there. And I think they'll do it as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I've got a weird sort of faith in this one coming good for the pair of them. I don't need loads of run-ins, but I'd like to see some creativity with the weapons. I'll groan a bit if it's like, oh, Cena's gone on the ring and he's got a kendo stick. I think you need a bit more.
Yeah.
But it's Cody and Cena, they'll give them it.
Yeah. Well, lots to look forward to this weekend at SummerSlam. Let us know your thoughts, your predictions in the comments section below or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, you can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Wrestle Culture coming your way later on today, and we'll be back on Monday to review SummerSlam, of course. But for now, this has been the SummerSlam preview. My thanks to Michael Hamflett. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.